Few blocks from Ground Zero, it's touched a nerve with a lot of Americans. Now, one man who's throwing his support behind the Attorney General's decision is Pennsylvania Congressman Joe Sestak. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we get to the 9/11 trials, I want to ask you if you've got reaction to what we're hearing out of Israel from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Boy, I have to tell you, this is going to be a very challenging situation. I don't exactly know what he means that he's going to do, and if there's ever a time for the United States to re-engage into that area right now, it's right now. I have strongly felt that the failure over the past few years to be very involved in the Middle East has hurt us. President Bush did do it with the Annapolis conference, and I give him high praise for that. But I hope we're out there and very well involved in this, because we are the honest broker, and only with us there do I think the parties might have finally come to some resolution in the future.
And the president and top leadership are juggling so many different issues right now. I mean, is this bad timing now to have to turn some attention to the Middle East?
Well, my take on this is that the Middle East, and I include Southwest Asia with Pakistan, is truly right there at our doorstep. That we have to resolve first. I honestly believe that it's a tactical issue. The strategic issue is where the president is now. Our center of gravity for this century is in the Western Pacific with China. Not militarily, but what I mean is financially, diplomatically, politically. However, if we do not resolve the tensions in the Middle East and resolve Afghanistan with regard to the Al-Qaeda safe haven, we aren't going to be able to put our proper attention for our economic prowess where it needs to be, and that's in the Western Pacific. So resolve it, he must. We must be engaged there more forthrightly than we ever have been.
Now, let me ask you about Attorney General Eric Holder's decision to move some of these top 9/11 trials to New York. There's been a fair amount of outrage, but you feel like he's made the right decision.
I do, and I strongly feel that. You know, Shannon, that I was head of the Navy's anti-terrorism Deep Blue after 9/11 and helped shape the policies within the Navy that we used to pursue these perpetrators of this outrageous crime. I was actually on the ground early in that war. We need to bring them to justice. And I feel very strongly that this is a choice the administration didn't have to make, and they would not be bringing them forward after waiting all these years if we have the evidence to bring them to justice. I don't want the terrorists ever to force us to abandon our principles, which is the rule of law. I have no doubt, having successfully thrown over 200 terrorists into incarceration, that we're going to prevail in this case.
But there will be those who say these gentlemen did not go out and rob a bank. I mean, they didn't commit a traditional crime. What they did amounts to a war crime, and they shouldn't have the rights and privileges that an American citizen would have to go into a courtroom and have a trial in a federal court in New York.
We have tried twice through military commissions, military tribunals, to try individuals. We've been unsuccessful. Only 3 times have we been successful, and the Supreme Court has thrown out our efforts to do so twice. And they have mandated this judiciary branch of our government that actually determines the interpretation of our laws, that we have to bring individuals forward, and whichever way we do, under those types of procedures that are indispensable to the civilized peoples of the world. That's what it said. So they have made a determination that in this case, bringing him forward to New York City is the way to do it. I have great confidence, and I do, in our rule of law. It's what I defended for 31 years in the military. To think that we cannot do this right, however outrageous their behavior is one that I think would be wrong for us not to do. These were crimes that they committed here on America's home soil. And what better way to show the resolve and the strength of America than to have them right here on our land, be incarcerated, or whatever the penalty is, be it death. And I believe that it just reaffirms what America stands for.
Congressman Joe Sestak, thank you very much for weighing in on multiple topics today.
Thanks, Shannon. Very